See you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning. I'm just making a note here. I've got several topics to talk about today. So we got notes here on things to do. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you again. It is good to be here. I am always happy to be here online with you. All right, there we go. Now I'm sitting at the right height. Welcome to my home. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. I hope it's been a great week for you. My week was good. It was ad hoc. I am working in kind of an ad hoc kind of environment day to day. So it's been good. It's been good, but I'm looking. I wish I had a bit more structure at the moment. I need more structure, but maybe that will come. Let's see. Good morning. Who we got? Good morning, PH. Good morning, Jason. Zero the Blade is here. Good morning. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning. Let's see. Stray. Good morning. Tomocrat. Yes, for the Horde. I saw that. Different kind of Horde, but yeah, I played World of Warcraft for a little bit, and I played an Orc Warrior with my brother. I remember that. Good morning, James. Let's see. Robert's here. Good morning. So, all right. Yep. Got your drink for the breathe and sip. We'll do that here in just a moment. Good morning, Mike. Everybody's here this morning. Oh, Stray gifted a membership. Oh, let me go over here and check out who got that. Let's see. Oh, Michael J. Pastor got that one. Okay, excellent. Oh, that's excellent. Great. Michael is a regular around here, so I'm glad that one hit Michael. In fact, you know what? Since we're here, I might as well go ahead and put out the gifts. I think it gives me the gift of a few memberships to gift to people. So let's see. Okay. Now I don't know how to pronounce this. Let's see. Robert says, I got Chat GPT version of the game to roll dice to adjudicate outcomes like skills or knowledge checks. Also, dice turn-based combat system. It's really going good. That sounds great. Okay, so I'm not in this particular scene, but I saw somebody mention this on Reddit the other day. Akira Toriyama passed away. He's inspired many a geek and gamer with Dragon Ball and Chrono Trigger and other works. He deserves to be acknowledged in his passing. I was seeing people who were dressed up in like the Dragon Ball colors and things like that for it. So I'm always sad to hear about things like that. All right, so let me go ahead and I'll do a giveaway of the memberships myself. Let's see. It says, well, that's not it. Okay, it says I have 5 memberships left to gift this month, so I can gift them now. So I will press the button and we will see who gets it. So let's go ahead and gift 5 memberships. Let's see what happens. So Jason got it. Okay. Oh, okay. Lots of people that I actually recognize this time. Some of the time, last time I didn't recognize too many people. So we've got Jason. So Jason just got gifted a membership. Mike M just got gifted a membership. That's great. Like to see the people here having the memberships. That's always fun. So Thor KC, Dungeon Master, and George Leakana. I actually know all of those names. So all right. Congratulations. Let's see. Okay, yes, you're right. Louis should drink to his honor. Here we go. Let's do a sip to him in an early sip. Here we go. So here we go, everybody. Akira. There we go. Let's see what's going on here today. So our main topic is going to be unboxing this. This was sent to me this week. So I didn't buy this one. This one, actually, they sent to me. Avalon Hill sent to me for doing reviews and HeroQuest material with. So we're going to be looking at the HeroQuest against the Ogre Horde, which I wanted to pick up this one anyway. But this copy was sent to me. The Ogre Horde is one of the HeroQuest expansions that did exist when it was originally coming out. When the game originally came out. But that I never had. It was one of those that I didn't know existed when it was originally out, and then later I found, but then it was so expensive or whatever. So, and I didn't realize that it was this close to coming out. But I wanted to get it because this is definitely one. We've got some of the new ones that didn't exist, and we've been when the game was originally released. There's been new stuff, but this one it should be a re-release. So we're going to look at that one here, but that one was sent to me as a review copy. So that's really great. So that's what our main topic is going to be today. This afternoon, I do have a table talk going out, which is the Q&A with Doug about the Heroine's Labyrinth. We just began basically the promotion of this. I created, and I was going to show this here, a trailer for Doug's book. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yes. Okay. So I have been working on a new trailer for Doug and the Heroine's Labyrinth to actually start promoting not only the Heroine's Labyrinth, but also the Table Talk channel in general. So I guess I should post a link to that. I'll do that here in just a second. Different channels. Here we go. YouTube.com. Table Talk Geekverse. So I was holding kind of advertising the table Table Talk in general until Doug's book was ready, because I figured, well, there should at least be. I've got a lot of material that we made about the Heroine's Labyrinth, and so this is Table Talk. So expect more material to be coming out on the Table Talk channel over there soon. Here we go. On this channel right over here. Starting next week. I've already posted a couple things, but we're going to start posting more of the clips and things next week and try to push the Table Talk, the Heroine's Labyrinth tabletop material. So maybe try to get Doug some traction. So I made up this trailer, and I did just post this trailer. That's like a 90-second trailer on what we've been talking about over there on Table Talk. Movies with feminine heroes end in disaster when others are so amazing. We're talking about movies like The Terminator, Alien, Star Wars, The Lord of the Rings, and many more. Why do Princess Leia, Sarah Connor, and Ellen Ripley work so well, while others fall flat? We're diving deep into the Heroine's Labyrinth, a new theory developed by the award-winning novelist Douglas A. Burke.
What if, instead of a modification of the hero's journey, there's a heroine story that's completely standalone and has nothing to do with the hero's journey at all?
Even though the hero's journey has been the go-to model for story structure for decades, Doug shows why great feminine heroes often don't fit that mold. He provides a whole new story structure with new feminine archetypes, including the masked minotaur, the sacred fire, the beast as ally, the poisoned apple, the shield maiden, and many more.
That's not in the hero's journey at all. It's definitely not about budding womanhood or the choices a heroine's going to make or a beast in disguise. Those are all very, very different tropes.
We brought together a panel of guests for a deep discussion, including Cameron Pasha, Hollywood writer and producer.
I'm going to give something that's going to be very controversial right now. It just came to me.
Brianna De Silva. She's the director and co-writer of The Cultists.
There's this really annoying sexist trope, but it's really cool to see how this show doesn't fall into stereotypes.
And Christopher Vogler, development consultant on movies like Disney's Aladdin and The Lion King.
There is a school of criticism that only goes at it from the point of view of this is wrong, this is toxic, this is dangerous.
His book, The Writer's Journey, is on every screenwriter's shelf. If you love stories, come join us on YouTube, because you've never heard movies analyzed like this before. It's time for Table Talk. So I was very proud of that trailer. So if you don't know what's going on with the Table Talk channel, basically that's a good example. We've done lots of different conversations on heroine-centric stories, analyzed a lot of movies. Of course, that's the book that Doug is bringing out and has had on pre-order right now. It will ship next week, not next week, at the end of this month. And so that's kind of what we're doing. What we've been doing a lot on Table Talks. There are gonna be clips like that coming out, so I'm very excited about that. This afternoon, like I said, we've got a Q&A with him. I did have to reschedule Roz Morris. So we were supposed to be talking to Roz Morris last Thursday, but we had our time zone messed up, as it turns out. I remembered as I was writing the bio that she was in London. So if you're in London, the Table Talk time, the standard Table Talk time is a bit different. But she kind of confirmed that, asked us to start at 8 p.m. I thought that maybe she was like temporarily traveling someplace else or something like that. I was like, well, maybe that's the case, because she did ask for it. But the time was wrong. So I canceled that or pushed that off. So what's actually going to happen is I'm going to talk to her next week, I believe on Saturday, and it's going to have to be early. I'm going to pre-record it, though, and then put out that Table Talk later. So Roz Morris will be a pre-recorded thing I'll do probably next Saturday, early next Saturday, and then probably put it out on Sunday or something like that. But I'm really looking forward. She's a ghostwriter, or has been a ghostwriter. She does story structure stuff too, which is how I found her. But she's was a ghostwriter and has apparently sold a lot of copies for ghostwriting for other people. So I want to talk about what that's like. And then Tuesday, I don't have my thumbnail ready for this. I got to make this afternoon. But Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Alien. So the original Alien movie, Tuesday, 7:00 p.m. That's what's happening with on Table Talk. Doug and I are going to be talking about the Alien movie. All right. So that's basically the announcements, I think. Basically what's going on. I also did, by the way, start, I guess the final thing is I did start the Cultist advertising, because we're trying to get the Cultist underway as well. So that's why I was building out some different advertising campaigns through like the Google ad suite for YouTube, so you might see some like that trailer that for the Heroine's Labyrinth, but also for the cultists. So the cultists, because I am now ready to get that underway and get the cultist show going on. So if you have not subscribed to the cultists, well, please be over. That's my show about Lovecraftian, modern day Lovecraftian cultists just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand. And we need to make that a big thing on YouTube. We need to make this show a big thing on YouTube. So I'm getting that underway. So the trailer is going to be going out. Trailer's going to be going out probably on some gaming channels. So you might see it. Let me know if you see it. And then we're going to start to build. We'll start to build Table Talk, and we'll start to build the cultists. So you kind of get the behind the scenes look at this as we start to do all of this. All right, so I guess that's all of the announcements. I will put in a link to the Discord server. Discord. Oh, I guess there is. I keep thinking there's a lot going on, especially when we're only meeting once a week. But also, I do want to send out the link for Ravencon. Let me put this right here as well. Ravencon, if you have not signed up and you want to play games like HeroQuest, we've got HeroQuest built out, and it is a fantastic fantastic to play online. Click that link, and that will take you to this page right here. So March, yep. So the next one will be, I haven't decided. If I'm going to do it this weekend, I need to do this fast, but it's probably a bit soon. Tomocrat was talking about, well, maybe starting with once a month or something like that. So maybe the 1st of April, we'll run another, this right here. I forgot to add it here. Maybe the 1st of April, then we run another Ravencon and play more games. So if you have not signed up and you would like to be part of this and play HeroQuest with us online, we had a fantastic time last week when we did the first Ravencon. And we will do it again soon, but make sure that you're on the list if you want to know when it's going to happen. Make sure you sign up right there. All right. Maybe that was it. Okay, let's do a breathe and sip. And then I want to talk about, we've got a subtopic as well about something that was going on with Chaosium. And I'm going to open that up. This email, I just got the email from Chaosium. Did anyone get the email? Let me find it. That was talking about an RPG design challenge. I just found it. I haven't read it yet. I was like, okay, I got to check this out, but I need to be here with everybody. Yeah, Tomocrat says, yeah, target either the first or the last week of the month. Yeah, so I was thinking that we could start by having like the first weekend of every month. So that that's how we did with February. March. With March, it was the first weekend of March. So maybe the first weekend of April. At least to start with. We may be able to do more later. I'd like to be able to do more later, but at the moment, that's probably a good thing to start with. All right, everybody, grab your favorite beverage this morning. Let's do a breathe and sip. 2 deep breaths. 2 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage. So here we go. Let's take a drink. Here we go. Let's breathe. Breathe in. And sip. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at what Chaosium is doing first, because we like RPG design over here on this channel. So I have not read this email. This email came in and it said, I was like, RPG design challenge, whatever. I was like, okay, I got to look at that. Mike says, saw it, but you need to do market research for it. It does not strike me as a traditional design type challenge. All right, well, let's see what it is first. Let me bring up this email. Have not read it, so we will see. We'll see what the non-traditional nature of it is. Okay, so this is the email that we've got. It says Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge. Of course, Basic Role-Playing we've looked at here on this channel before. That's their game engine that it seems like with some modifications runs their other games, like Call of Cthulhu. The Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge will award cash prizes to 10 independent tabletop RPG developers. Basic Role-Playing Universal Game Engine Design Challenge, over $10,000 in cash prizes. So Chaosium, publisher of the award-winning tabletop RPG Call of Cthulhu, announced today that the Basic Role-Playing Universal Game Engine Design Challenge, or announced the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge. The Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge is a competition open to tabletop role-playing game designers worldwide and will award cash prizes to 10 designers. The Basic Role-Playing Universal Game Engine core book was released in 2023 under the Orc license, which we looked at it when Orc was when this was released, meaning creators can use the rules presented in the book to publish their own games royalty-free. The Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge is specifically for the tabletop RPGs designed using Chaosium's Basic Role-Playing Engine, the low-roll D100 system introduced to gaming by Chaosium in the 1970s with RuneQuest, that now powers Call of Cthulhu, Pendragon, and many other games across the industry. And we looked at Pendragon as well. The focus of the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge is to financially assist new and upcoming creators to bring their games to publication, be that digital or print. Chaosium seeks to empower designers from all walks of life with original ideas, concepts, and systems, with the goal of seeing all shortlisted entries eventually published. There's no cost to enter the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge. As part of the submission, entrants will need to provide a production budget for their game, as well as an outline on how the winnings from the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge will bring their game to life. This could be the hiring of a graphic designer or layout artist, commissioning key and interior art for the book, paying writers and editors, creation of a Kickstarter video, etc. Additionally, entrants are asked to provide information outlining the marketability of their game, how the basic role-playing rules have been used, what makes their system, setting, or experience unique. All entrants retain ownership of their work in its entirety. Chaosium does not require the signing over rights of any kind in order to enter the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge. Additionally, winners and shortlisted entries will also retain ownership, regardless of what winnings may be received as part of the competition, may still publish their games royalty-free under the Orc license. We're very excited. See, that's what I kind of thought it was going to be. It's like an effort to get more games and game systems out under the Basic Role-Playing game rule system, right? We're very excited to give a selection of independent game designers a leg up in making their dreams a reality. Chaosium Vice President Michael O'Brien said, Basic Role-Playing is a core system that is so easy to use and to tweak to any setting or genre that we cannot wait to see the imaginative worlds and innovation designs submitted. At a to-be-announced date after submissions are closed, Chaosium will release a short list of 10 games, and the creator will each receive $500 USD. Of those 10, a further 3 winners will be chosen, each of whom will receive an additional $2,000 USD. The public will also be given the opportunity to vote on which of the 10 shortlisted games they're most interested in, and 1 game will receive the Player's Choice Award, as well as $500 USD in addition to any other winnings they may receive. The 3 winners, as well as everyone on the shortlist and the recipient of the Player's Choice Award, will receive custom award logos to include on the covers of their product, as well as a trophy. All of these games can expect continued promotion on the Chaosium channels as they work toward eventual publication. Entry to the Basic Role-Playing Design Challenge is free to open to all. Submissions are open now and will close on May 31st, 2024. At just midnight, minute before midnight, so that day, Pacific U.S. time. Oh, so that's soon. Okay, I'm glad I went ahead and looked at this. This email came in a few days ago, so you don't have a whole lot of time to get one in. Let's take a look at the. I'll send this link to you. So if you didn't get this, oh, okay, let me bring this up right here. It says the submission form. Let me put the submission form link in the comments. For Chaosium RPG Design Challenge. Right there. So this actually takes you 2, let me bring that down. This takes you to a Google form. So our basic design challenge, Chaosium's RPG design challenge will select up to 10 independent game designers for financial support of their basic role-playing project. Projects are chosen through a competitive process in which independent game designers are invited to submit an application about their basic role-playing powered tabletop RPG, English only. So we have email, pitch, in a sentence or two, sell us your game, maximum 100 words. One-liner comparison. Present your game as a one-liner comparison pitch. For example, a genre game, optional similar to game, with a type of character who accomplishes a goal in type of world. Game overview. Describe your game in long form. Include the most interesting details that you believe set your game apart. Think of it as a more in-depth version of the text on the back cover of your core book. Maximum of 500 words. Competitor market analysis and target audience. Your competitor market analysis and target audience descriptor should showcase other games in the market that could be seen as a competitor to yours. The analysis should explain why your game is right for the market, if the niche it fills, and illustrating an understanding of competitor products as well as the target audience for your game. Your production and development project proposal. Your production and development budget should showcase the total cost of all aspects of producing your game. It should also highlight directly where and how any funds you might receive from the basic role-playing design challenge could be used. Please note, winning creators are not required or expected to report to Chaosium how money received from the basic design challenge is spent. Present your proposal as a spreadsheet. Existing art and or cartography for your game. If you have any existing art or maps for your game, we would love to see it. If you don't have any art yet, you might have art direction notes, a mood board, or a style guide outlining your ideas for the game's visual elements. Basic role-playing integration. Detail which systems and rules in basic role-playing universal game engines will be integrated into your game. Detail also any derived or custom mechanics. So it doesn't look like you have to have your game actually written yet, but there's still a lot here that you need to put in. Does your game use IP from a third party? If yes, please provide documentation. No, this does say game submission. Upload a PDF of the current draft of your game. Please note, only games submitted in English are eligible for awards. Hey, good morning, George. Good morning. And then creators release. You, the creator, submit a proposal to Chaosium Basic Design Challenge. You agree that the receipt and evaluation by Chaosium of your proposal will be undertaken under the following conditions. You, the creator, guarantee that the proposal submitted is your original sole creation and that no AI tools have been used in any fashion for any submitted content. You, the creator, retain all rights to the content published as part of the proposal, including text, art, maps, and intellectual property. If your proposal uses IP from a third-party game, you have written formal permission to use that in this game. Chaosium agrees to consider this proposal for the basic design challenge, from which up to 10 proposals will be shortlisted and 3 final winners will be selected. Publication of all submitted projects rests with the individual creators who submitted them. Chaosium makes no promise the publication can be expected or guaranteed. So they're not publishing it. Winning creators seems like an ideal situation for kinds of print on demand stuff. Winning creators are not required or expected to report to Chaosium how the funds will be spent. You, the creator, may withdraw your proposal from consideration at any time by making a formal request in writing. Unsuccessful entrants are welcome to re-enter their proposal again to any subsequent design challenge. No confidential relationship or any other obligation of any kind is created or implied by the receipt or consideration of this proposal by Chaosium. You acknowledge and agree the elements of this proposal may already exist coincidentally in either previously published format, unpublished format, or in the form of a work in progress or concept at the time of submission. That's pretty standard. So you can't say that they ran away with your idea or something, right? Hey, Michael. Michael's here as well. The agreement binds all parties who lawfully succeed to the rights of the creator. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, so there we go. Anybody interested in that? So that's what's going on. Hey, good morning, Andrew. so that is the basic role-playing design challenge. Now I got to remember all the stuff that we talked about with regard to the orc, as we went over the orc quite a bit. So so it would have to, your material would have to be published under the orc license, because that's what basic role-playing uses. Okay, interesting. So, okay, I'm glad I read that. I don't know. I might send something in. I might send something in. I will think about that. That does give me a deadline. A pretty short deadline, too. All right, let's begin an unboxing of the Against the Ogre Horde. I'll bring up the auxiliary camera here. Oh, this. Lots of dirt here, it seems like. I forgot to clean up before the auxiliary camera is coming on, but it'll be fine. All right, let's... We'll bring up the auxiliary camera right here. Yes, so yes, Michael, we're one of the winners of the drawing. I guess it's kind of like a drawing of some of the free of the free memberships that YouTube allows me to give out. So here we go. Let's see. We need to... There we go. There we go. Yeah, if somebody submits, if anybody ends up submitting, post about it in the RPG design challenge. In fact, I should probably post that link to the Discord server in that area, like RPG design. So if we have people who submit, we should know about it. You're very welcome, George and Michael. All right, so here we go. HeroQuest. Let's do an unboxing and initial impressions here. Against the Ogre Horde Quest Pack. Expand your HeroQuest game system. Requires the HeroQuest game system to play, and that's sold separately, which is what is expected. So this all is an expansion of HeroQuest. So it says, Zargon's sinister ministrations. I'm not sure I even know that word. Ministrations creep further into the lands beyond the realm. Restless whispers drift through the villages on the outskirts of the realm, speaking of the violent and sudden incursions of the ogre people on communities previously untouched by them. Zargon's latest plot has ensnared the Dirgegrust Horde, a powerful but isolated clan of ogres in the north. Playing as some of HeroQuest's brave heroes, you must enter the world's end arena to prove your mettle as warriors, locate the hidden lair of the Ogre Horde, and weed out the root of the corruption at the heart of their clan. So has anybody gotten this one yet? Does anybody have this one yet? Like I said, I'm not sure that it has shipped yet or not, because this is one that was sent to me for review. So I don't know if it is actually shipped yet. I would definitely order it if I didn't have a copy here. Let's see. So this says, Battle at the World's End Tournament for Glory and Gold. I noticed here it says, take up the tournament gauntlet and challenge Zargon's might in a specialized combat system. So, you know, we had actually HeroQuest expanded rules in the Dread Moon. So it seems like rather than releasing like an advanced HeroQuest, that what they're doing is using different expansions to change and alter the basic HeroQuest rules. So some of them didn't have that. So most of the expansions don't have that. But the Isle of not Isle of the Dread Moon, but something about the Dread Moon did have that. So maybe this is kind of the same kind of thing. So we've got specialized combat system in here for some type of tournament here. I guess that was in the original release of the game. I have no idea. It doesn't tell me what all these miniatures are. Now, I really liked the original ogres. I have a thing for the original sculpts of HeroQuest anyway, because I've got the original game, And I was looking and I was like, oh, it's the original HeroQuest sculpts. But of course it's not, because that was for the original, because those were the Games Workshop sculpts. So we've got new sculpts for ogres. And there were ogres in one of the other games, right? Yeah, the ogres were in the Elf Quest pack. Was that the Elf Quest pack we were playing in? The Barbarian Quest pack didn't have that, but I believe it was the Elf Quest pack that did. So we've got a selection of new miniatures. We'll have to see what they are. All right, well, let's open this up and see what it is all about. Where's the knife? Oh, look, here's a knife. All right, what's inside? Okay, first thing we've got, punch board. Large punch board, HeroQuest square size. I suppose for a new room. That's often how this is done. We've got some other tokens down the side. Skull times 2, shield. Actually, looks like 2 different kinds of shields. Here's the hero shield. Is that the Zargon shield? Could be. Times 2 skull, times 2 shield, times 2 other shield. And then plus 2 some type of potion or something? Yeah, the yes, it was sitting over here. So I just used it. It's actually really nice. I haven't gotten to use it very much at all. I've been wearing it out in the vineyards. But yes, probably a bit overkill for opening up this box. But it's always good to have a knife like that around. So back, we got like a dead skeleton on this side over here. And then the, looks like mud kind of ground on the back. We'll see what that is all about here in a moment. Of course, we're not going to look at individual quests or anything like that, but we will look at the new rules, so nothing spoilery for actually playing here. Some pretty cool, like, mosaic floors. Mosaic floor room tiles. Smaller, like, smaller dungeon type room. Maybe blocked corridors, pits, and then the secret door. Time counter. So over here, okay, so these are all our general counters. Some kind of time counter and then equipment back here with other kinds of rooms, including a bridge over a room. A bridge over a chasm. Eventually, I'll have to get the new HeroQuest set so that my just standard board fits all of the new, fits the new sizes. Fire and lava in a large room. So definitely doing large rooms in this one. Yes, some of those are additional tokens from the original game. More secret doors. Dead skeleton guys. Let's see what that's all about. Oh, look, that's pretty. So on one side, we got the fire in the floor, the lava and the fire. And then something back here. Some kind of outside area. There's no grid on that side. So we'll have to see what that's about. Looks like whirling battle axe blades, more gear tokens, and then another green potion. Torch timers? Could that be it? Maybe. There's something here for timers. That's a reference to Shadow Dark in here. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure what the skeleton means. It could be generic back. All right, so now that's the rule book. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Like I said, we'll take a look at the new rules. We won't take a look at the quest, so no spoilers here. But we do have a bunch of new miniatures and stack of cards, which should tell us what all these guys are. We'll look at the cards and then go to the quest book. But all right, looks like we got ogres here that look different than the ogres we already have. These guys look very primitive. I've got a very primitive look to them. What if can I put them on the back of this? To get the camera to focus. I guess these are your standard ogres guys. These guys actually look pretty good. Oh, that's the same. Oh, and this guy's also the same. So 2 different primitive ogre sculpts. I like those ogres. I will take those as ogres. Then we've got, I'm not sure, I would guess that to me these guys look like orcs, but they're kind of not the same style orc sculpts from HeroQuest, from the new HeroQuest. I don't think. Because the seems like the new HeroQuest orcs are a bit bulky, you know, the bulky kinds of orcs. But here we've got some type of archer. Long hair. Yeah, this one's got fangs of some kind. So some demi-human or whatever archer. I am definitely behind on all the painting. Looks like we got goblins here. Okay, this goblin, we got goblins with a grenade and a boomerang. So that's a goblin holding a grenade. I can't get the light closer. Maybe I can't. But we've got a grenade with a goblin with a grenade and a goblin with a boomerang. And we got 2 of those sculpts as well. 2 of each of those sculpts. So we might have some ranged attack goblins now. And then down here, this looks like your big bad guys. So we've got an ogre that takes up 2 spaces. We can see here. Well, that says ogre 3 on the bottom. Wait, does this say something on the bottom about what it is? That says ogre 6. So maybe those are supposed these guys are supposed to be ogres too. Maybe they're all ogres. That says ogre 6. That says ogre 7 on the bottom. So I guess that's a pretty reasonable primitive giant ogre. This one definitely has the gladiator look. I'm not quite as big a fan of the style of these. But this one, so we're talking about obviously got some kind of tournament or something going on. So this guy definitely looks like an ogre gladiator. I mean, I guess this was what this guy is too, with this thing on his hand and the big glove. So, but this with the Roman kind of look to his helmet and stuff. This, I would say, this guy is definitely supposed to be like a Roman gladiator. My cuticles appear to be very healthy. Don't let the trimming the vineyard ruin them. Well, I do wear gloves at the vineyard. I didn't know that I had particularly healthy, healthy cuticles. Well, thank you. And then maybe this is like the Ogre King, maybe, with the giant mace here. I like it. Oh, more stuff underneath. I'm glad I checked. Okay, so we've got more stuff underneath. We've got more archers here. Let's see, up here. This guy looks like a skeleton archer. Good, I'm kind of short on skeletal archers. So we got skeletal archers here. So what does the bottom say? Well, no, that says Ogre 10. Maybe actually it's supposed to tell you that it goes with the Ogre set and not that it is an Ogre. Maybe that's what's going on here. We'll see when we get to the cards. Because I would say these guys are clearly skeletal warriors. Skeletal archers. They look pretty cool. They've got the a coif on. There we go. I like those guys. Yes, they are definitely proficient in heavy armor. So, skeletal archers, so definitely more ranged attack. Now, we do have guys that are in the red, which look like the hero colors. So maybe we're going to get some new heroes here. This guy looks like a shaman of some kind. We've got a wolf here. Maybe it's both a shaman. We'll see what this is about. I didn't know there was a new hero in here. But we've got kind of a shamanistic look. There we go. We've got kind of a shamanistic look to these guys. And then a wolf. I wonder if you're transforming into a wolf or if you've got a wolf that's an animal companion. So it could be like a halfling shaman. Could be. I like the wolf. That might be my favorite part so far. Okay, then we've got large doors. We've got two of these. Like a double-spaced door. Two of those. This looks like the throne of the Ogre King. Kind of got like a cat look carved inside. Or cell doors. Yeah, it could be cell doors as well. I mean, given the gladiator kind of theme for this. Oh, look, nothing was in here. So this one didn't come up with new dice. Looks like where dice is supposed to go. But looks like they decided not to put the dice in or something. Kind of looks, we have a cat look kind of look here. But because we've got gladiator theme, it may be the doors to the cell that allow like the gladiator or the tournament gladiators out. And then these we've got 4 of. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a door or if this is supposed to be a pillar. Could be either. Oh yeah, we do have the bear claw on the back, like the bear rug. I guess maybe that's supposed to be a bear too. Then I'm not sure. But same kind of look here on these. Whether these are some kind of special door or some type of pillar. Let's find out. I tell you what, I'm going to put this down. Because it's cleaner. All right, let's see what these things are according to the cards. Oh, druid. Okay, we got druid spells. So that was a druid. Mind lock, mind lock, mind lock, mind burst. Mind lock. Mind burst. dominate. Those look like our monster cards. And then these are our hero cards. All right, let's start with that. Lots of new Zargon spells, it looks like. We'll do the hero cards and the druids first, and the druid spell cards first. So it says, okay, here's the druid. So the druid attacks with 1, defends with 2, has a body of 6, and 4 mind points. So this is both cases. We just have the male and female variants here. Movement 2, red dice, starting weapon, a dagger. We tried out the druid. My aunt was playing a druid, and we played a little while ago. So, but I didn't have all the cards. So we proxied stuff in. So, okay, I'm glad I got the druid now. I'd forgotten about that because somebody said that because the new heroes have been coming in like the bard and things. Yeah, Michael says, one thing I'm just now picking up on is Zargon always the bad guy. Yeah, Zargon is just their name for the game master. He's the evil wizard. When you get the information from information about your quests at the beginning of the game, that comes from Mentor, the good wizard. And Zargon was, according to the history of the game, Zargon was one of Mentor's pupils who turned to evil. And then that's who the game master controls. Okay. It says, you are the druid, a woodland guardian and potent healer. You are a powerful physical combatant when under the effects of the shapeshift spell, but can be weakened when your resources are depleted. You do not wear metal armor. Now, so that was, somebody was asking me earlier, or several weeks or months ago, about what my adjudication on was about metal armor. And I said, it just hadn't come up yet in my games because I've only run the druid once. So, and I didn't think anything about it, but there's some kind of adjudication about what is metal armor and what is not. So we do have, oh, no, we have Ogre Mercenary. So we've got somebody you can hire in, Ogre Mercenary. Moves 8, attacks with 4, defends with 4, has 4 body points and 1 mind point. It costs 150 gold to hire the Ogre Mercenary. It says this mercenary can move, open doors, attack, and defend, but cannot perform other actions. They cannot use or carry equipment, artifacts, treasure, or other items unless explicitly stated the items are intended for them. Well, so does that mean that this guy right here is intended to be the mercenary? He's got the same type of hockey stick-like club that he's got. So is that supposed to be somebody that you can hire in? Maybe so. Maybe the bad guy ogres are these extra large ogres. I guess we will see. Now, okay, the wolf. Moves 10, attacks 3, defends 2, mind points 5, body points 5, mind points 1. The wolf may attack diagonally. It says the wolf is a faithful animal ally. Before a hero begins a quest with fewer than 4 hero players, they may recruit an animal ally to accompany them. The wolf is bonded to one hero and takes their turn immediately following the turn of their allied hero. They cannot move, attack, and defend, but they can move, attack, and defend, but cannot perform other actions, use potions, or open doors. So the wolf is supposed to be an additional hero or animal companion if you don't have 4 heroes. I thought you might be turning into it. So, but the wolf can go along in the event that you don't have, if you have fewer than 4 heroes. Okay, see, because one of the druid spells here, the druid shapeshifts. This spell may be cast on yourself. Shapeshift grants you 1 additional defend die. When attacking an adjacent target, roll 1 additional attack die. This spell ends if you suffer any amount of damage. The spell restores if your body points return to full. So we're doing something different here. I couldn't figure out a reason to not have the druid go ahead and shapeshift. So my aunt went ahead and used this. We had a different card. In fact, I had... I wanted to get a bear for her. I did. It happens to be sitting over here. I found this bear, which I really like. I thought it would be really neat to turn into like Mama Bear, have the druid turn into Mama Bear. Because it does have, this just has shapeshift up here, but it's showing a picture of a bear over here. But my problem was that actually both the druid miniature and this bear were too large for the game board. But I think it would be nice to have something extra for the druid to exchange out on the board when the druid is shifted. I'm kind of surprised it didn't come with that. That's what I thought the wolf was going for. I thought that's why the wolf was going to be there, to indicate a shapeshifted druid. Because it doesn't say that the druid can't attack or cast spells. I mean, cast spells. It says the roll additional attack die. So you can clearly attack in melee when you're shapeshifted into a bear. But it doesn't say that you can't cast spells. So I was like, that would have been a downside to being shapeshifted. But if you can shapeshift yourself and then still have the ability to cast your other spells, it seemed like you might as well go ahead and shapeshift early at the start of the game to go ahead and get your additional defend die and attack die. And then the spell ends when you suffer any amount of damage. The spell restores if your body points return to full. So you get this back. So we're playing something, other spells haven't, in the core game, haven't restored. There was some other weirdness with the monk cards and things like that. So they're trying to do more stuff than the traditional, the way the spells worked with the wizard and the elf. So you get that one back when you refill. The other one is, another one is Pixie right here. I like the art on this one. Pixie. This spell conjures a woodland pixie who takes one of the following actions before disappearing. Restore up to any one hero. Restore to any one hero up to 2 body points, or reveal all traps and secret doors in any location you can see. See, this is one of those. Hey, S. Becker. Good morning. This looks like one of those spells to me where you are probably infrequently going to use it to reveal all traps and secret doors. So it's a light healing spell to any one hero up to 2 body points. Could heal yourself and get your shapeshift back. Life Force. This spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. The target immediately restores up to 4 lost body points, not to exceed their total. Oh, so it's another healer. Restore up to one hero. Restore to any one hero up to 2 body points. Or you get Life Force, which gets you back 4. So, okay, so the druid is well outfitted for healing. The druid's bringing a lot of body points in for the heroes. Not only by, so how many body points did they have? 6. All right, so that means that's pretty good too. That's like the elf, right? Don't attack with as many as the elf. Elf is starting out attack 2, defend 2. I forget mind, but 6 body points. The dwarf is 7. The barbarian is 8. So basically, we're like another elf with some variant spells, but also could be attack 2, defend 3, additional defend die, and 1 additional attack die when shapeshifted. I think that is a lot of body points in healing, because that we said that the wizard and the elf should have one. I generally recommend, seems like, for the elf to take earth, because it seems like you need both the wizard and the elf to have healing magic. Because if the elf doesn't take one of the schools that has healing magic, then the wizard has both of them. And that's potentially a problem, because that just means that there can only be 1 healing spell that's cast on a round if you just have the elf and the wizard. which is probably okay, but having one in both does allow you to cast 2 healing spells in a round if necessary. Both of them go off on the same round. And if one of them dies, the other one still has a healing spell. So the druid is bringing a lot of healing magic in. Have other people played with the druid? Crazed Harpooner says, I guess it can work if you're in a room with monsters, as it doesn't seem to be restricted in that account. You're talking about the pixie? Yeah, reveal all traps and secret doors in any location that you can see. Right. So that would be, I guess, the advantage right there. That's a great point, Crazed Harpooner. That you could cast this spell even if there were monsters in the room. So if you were trying to figure out how to get out of a room, ordinarily you wouldn't be able to search for secret doors or traps if monsters are in the room, and this would reveal them all. So actually, that's its use. So that's probably more useful than the open the doors with the genie, which I've never seen used. So I can actually think in that case, because I've died in like the games when I've stumbled into traps. I was really upset about that because there were monsters in the room. I walked one way, walked another, and then fell into a trap, and then fell into a trap again, and I didn't know they were there. So if you're suspicious, that really was damaging. It caused quest failure once. So if you're in that kind of situation, the pixie would allow you to at least know where you're not supposed to stand if you were expecting that. That's a great point. Only one move die? What was only one move die? The druid is two red dice. But Crazed Harpooner says it also means the wizard loses offensive capabilities since those are more in the fire and wind schools. Yeah. So typically I have the wizard have wind or air, fire, and water. S. Becker says, we got the druid in the Kickstarter and tried her out. Maybe we didn't use her right, but she seemed pretty meh. Oh. All right. She doesn't seem overpowered to me because there seems to be a little bit of power creep going on. We were talking about with some of the new heroes. I like the art and the sculpts. Like I wasn't quite as happy about the bard. We kind of thought the bard looked kind of silly. So I like the sculpts here and the art that goes along with it. And I like that. I mean, it's bringing a lot of hit points. So you're the healer. I mean, Zargon's trying to get rid of hit points. All of a sudden, when the druid shows up, that's a lot of hit points that are there at the table again. But it doesn't strike me as overpowered. All right, so what do we got here with our let's take a look at our monster cards. Oh, Crazed Harpooner says, really should clarify what I mean. If the wizard takes both earth and water, then they can only go for fire or wind for some offense. You're right, yes. Yeah, if the wizard becomes much more defensive if he has both fire and earth and water. It seems like it's always good for the wizard to have fire. If the elf takes that, the elf is definitely the more offensive type. All right, so let's see. What kind of monsters do we have in here? All right, so first one. Okay, we do have Skeleton Archer. Here we go. So Skeleton Archer. We got that one right. Movement square 6, attack dice 2 with an asterisk. So the attack die 2 says against non-adjacent targets. The Skeleton Archer rolls 1 attack die against adjacent targets. Defend 2, body points 1, mind points 0. Okay, I like that. There were the elf archers from, what was that? The Elf Quest pack. I mean, those guys were tough. So this gives some ranged attack here, but without just being a ridiculously strong combatant. So, all right, Skeleton Archer, I approve of Skeleton Archer. Goblin Archer. It says Goblin Archer, but this is the Goblin with the grenade that's shown here. So this is move 10. Goblins are fast. Attack die 2. Defend 1. Body 1. Mind 1. Classic 1 defend die on the Goblin, because you can hit the Goblin for two or more skulls the Goblin can't defend. But this is attack die 2 against non-adjacent targets. The Goblin Archer rolls 1 attack die against adjacent targets. Okay, I approve of this as well. So this is a little bit no. The Goblin still attacks with 2, right? Yeah, Goblins attack with 2 and defend with 1. This is the same thing but ranged, but they're actually inhibited a bit when they are next to a hero. Goblin Archer, but we were depicting them with grenade-like flaming pots, and then also the boomerang. Goblin off cocktail, yes. Oh, okay, Orc Archer. I thought they looked like orcs. Okay, so that is what this is. This is an Orc Archer. So we are definitely ranged heavy in this edition of the game. So the Orc Archer moves 8, attacks 3, defends 2, has 1 body point and 2 mind points. So I believe, I can't remember the mind points, but I believe that's basically your standard orc. Because the orcs are pretty bad news in HeroQuest. Because they do attack with 3, which is like the barbarian, and defend with 2. So an orc is basically a barbarian, but with only 1 body point. Hey, we've got 40 people here. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. There may be other people out there on YouTube who would like to join us for this exploration of HeroQuest and just don't know this is going on because YouTube hasn't pushed the stream out to them. So please hit the like button. Right, so Craved Harpooner says, so it's an orc, but at range and weaker in close quarter combat. Right, because this also says the Orc Archer rolls 1 attack die against adjacent targets. So yes, and I like that in all of these cases that we're not just constantly spiraling upward in like attack power. So it is an orc at range, but a weaker orc in close combat. So yes, that's probably the same thing with the Goblin and also probably the Skeleton as well. Really liking the Archer art or the minis is cool. Here, let's go back to them for those who are coming in. So yeah, so we've got like really liking the Archer art. So we got the miniature here with the grenade. And then the alternate Goblin here with the boomerang. See, I can see all 3 of those being used in other scenarios and things. They're not so specialized. So that is an orc. It's got all of this particular style of orc armor on, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I know a lot of people like the new style. So I would say they look like, and I do like the Skeleton Archer. It's a bit blown out because of the light. But yeah, I would say they look good. Another Ogre Lord. Okay, so that's the big guy in the center there. The Ogre Lord. He only moves 4, but he attacks with 6, defends with 6, has 10 body points and 5 mind points. So he's tough. It's these body points. I guess that's okay. I guess that's a reason why the Druid can come in with more healing magic. Maybe that's why the Druid is that. Was the Druid in the original Ogre Horde? I never had it. Was there another hero in the original Ogre Horde? I can't remember. No. Oh, Crazed Harpooner says no. Okay, so that's what I thought. But I remember anytime you get involved with these ogres, having 10 body points on a bad guy, I mean, that's rough. So maybe the extra healing magic from the druid helps you out with that. Ogre champion. Movement 6, attack 5, defend 4. Body point 6. Okay, so that's not quite as bad as the Ogre Lord. 6, 5, 4, 6, 1. The Ogre Lord's got a lot more mental ability here. But still, 6 body points is a lot. I mean, that's still, I mean, this is much more than hero level hit points. This is still hero level hit points over here. Ogre Commander is the other one. Okay. This was the gladiator looking one. Ogre Commander over here. So we got different stats here. So movement 4. So he's slower. He's slow like the Ogre Lord. Attack dice 6. Defend 5. Body point 6. And then mind 2. So he's a little bit smarter. And of course, that shows you these are the guys who take up 2 spaces. Ogre Warrior. So I guess that we're going to have, it seemed like we would need to have basic ogres. Okay, that's that guy. So you can hire an ogre mercenary for 150 gold coins, wasn't it? Or you're going to be fighting your basic ogre warrior. I suppose those could be interchangeable. Might pay one ogre warrior a base different or something so that you know that that's the ally. But okay, the basic ogre warrior is move 6, attack 5, defend 4, body points 5, mind 1. That's still no slouch. That is still no slouch. If it's anything like the other games, the other expansions, there are a lot of them out there. A lot of different ogres in the same room. All right, so we got spells here. Okay, and we've got some cards that say Dominate, some that say Mind Burst, and then Mind Lock. And actually, I do like the back of these cards. So Mind Lock, are these all the same? Yeah, S. Becker says even the basic ogre is no joke, right? Yeah. They moved up by 1 in total points. Yeah. Yeah, ogres are tough. So are these the same card? It says Mind Lock. The attacker and the defender each roll combat dice equal to their mind points. For each skull scored by the attacker, the defender is frozen for 1 turn. If no skulls are scored against the defender, the spell has no effect. The attacker and defender each roll combat dice equal to their mind points. For each skull scored by the attacker, yeah, this looks like the same card. So that's what, so I guess you can have a certain number of these spells and giving up the spell card every time. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mind lock spells. So you're using your mind points to attack and defend with if you score skulls. For each skull, you are frozen for 1 turn. Well, that could be a lot. Like if the ogre, I guess the Ogre Lord might be using this kind of magic. Who has 5 mind points, so freezing you for up to 5 turns. That would mean that you could be frozen up to 5 turns if he cast that spell. That's quite a lot. Add up the stats across all the cards. Crazed Harpooner says, yeah, the original OG Ogre Horde used spell tokens instead of cards, but they work in the same way depending on the enemy wizard you encounter. They have multiple copies of each card. Gotcha. I like cards, so I like having the cards here. Mind Burst. Okay, so what's that? We got 5 copies here. Mind Burst. The attacker and defender each roll combat dice equal to their mind points. Whoever rolls the most skulls inflicts mind point damage to their opponent. The damage dealt is determined by how many more skulls the winner rolled than their opponent. So it doesn't look like we're rolling for shields here. We're rolling Each attacker and defender roll combat dice equal to their mind points. Whoever rolls the most skulls inflicts mind point damage to their opponent. The damage dealt is determined by how many more skulls the winner rolled than their opponent. So that one's back and forth. And then dominate. Okay, so dominate, again, 5 of these. Yep, dominate. The attacker and the defender each roll combat dice equal to their mind points. If the attacker scores at least 2 skulls, the spell succeeds. The attacker may immediately take the defender's movement and action. At the end of the attacker's turn, the spell ends. Okay, I like those spells too. They are different. I approve. Different without being incredibly, seemingly overpowered. Okay, so where is our book? Cray says, this dominate is similar to the US-based dominate, but requires 2 skulls to succeed. Yeah, there is a dominate chaos spell. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Here we go. Insight into the Durgrushed people. Though precious little is known about the ogre communities, you don't have to, I said earlier that we're not going to take a look at individual quests here. We're just going to take a look at the new rules and stuff. So if you're just coming in, don't worry. I'm not going to show a quest or do spoilers like that. We're just taking a look at the general rules here. So insight into the Durgrushed people. Though precious little is known about the ogre communities on the outskirts of the realm, Mentor's vast library contains primary sources of the last century of ogres that left their respective clans in search of a purpose elsewhere. You sift through them to learn more about the land you now venture to, finding amidst the documents valuable information on a specific clan. The Durgrushed people, a sizable community settled near the World's End's mountains. The Durgrushed value strength above all other virtues. The Durgrushed value strength above all other virtues, and their social structure reflects that value. In their governance, the strong lead the weak. To the untrained eye, this tradition may seem a primitive one until one considers the harsh climate that surrounds the pockets of life and activity where this community resides. A vast, blustering space where crops wither and die, where the temperatures reach dangerous highs at the sun's peak and shivering lows during the rise of the moon. The clan is so secretive that it's unknown where they reside in this unforgiving land, but it must be a shelter of some sophistication, for even the most traveled of explorers have not come across these residences, or at the very least, none have lived to tell the tale. Though they place so much importance on strength, the Durgrushed are not evil. In their militaristic fashion, they believe it's the duty of the strong to care for the weak. Mentor sources share examples of leaders who lorded over the weaker numbers of their clan with a cruel and punishing fist, as well as leaders who oversaw the weakest members of their community were protected and cared for. Ogres who have left the secluded Durgrushed people are often employed as mercenaries and advisors in battle, as well as the way of their people trains them from an early age to expert combatants and leverage their strength and physical ability. For those as well-traveled as you, heroes of the realm, you know where there are people, there will always be both evil and good. Now Zargon seeks to manipulate what evil lies in the Durgrushed horde, and he will do so at any cost. Crazed Harpooner says the EU versions never had the chaos spells until the Ogre Horde was introduced and later in the Wizards of Morcar. Right, Zargon was Morcar in the UK. So is that the last, is the Wizards of Morcar the last of the expansions that was originally created that hasn't been re-released yet? I always forget, excuse me. I always forget about the Wizards of Morcar. Okay, it is. I've got Crazed Harpooner knows. That's what I thought too. I always forget about that one because that was another one that obviously I never had because I'm over here in the US. So then later, years later, I realized, I mean, all I had when we played them all the time, but we had Kellar's Keep, who somebody said that the app pronounces Cellar's Keep. But I said Kellar's Keep. Kellar's Keep and the Return of the Witch Lord, and we played the base set and those three a lot. Then later I got was able to download years and years later when we had the internet, I was able to download a copy of the quest book of the elf and barbarian quest packs, and we played that. And then later I found out that there was also an Ogre Horde and the Wizards of Morcar. Let's see. Okay, contents. The adventure begins. So we'll confirm what these things are. It says, against the Ogre Horde quest pack plunges our heroes into the mysterious underground society of ogres on the fringe of the realm and into the conflict with a threat more dangerous than they've yet encountered, the Durgrushed Ogre Horde. As with other expansions, this quest pack must be played with the HeroQuest game system. The components included in this quest pack are described here on the following pages. To learn more about the ogre's adversaries, see monster cards and page 41 of this book. 29 game cards, Ogre Warriors, Ogre Lord, Ogre Commander, Ogre Champion, Orc Archers, Goblin Archers, Skeleton Archers, the Wolf. Oh, this does say Stone Doorway. So this is a stone doorway. See, the Barbarian and Quest packs were U.S. only. See, I never saw them. I never had them as a kid. I know if I had seen them, we would have gotten them. A threat more dangerous than a Yeti. Yeah, Yetis are rough. So that does say stone doorway and then double door here. The throne, World's End tournament. So that first thing we looked at. This says it's the World's End tournament. Okay, dungeon features. Tiles and reading the map. All cardboard components should be carefully removed from their cardboard tile sheet. Note the tiles are double-sided. The front and back of many tiles are different. Next to most components is a symbol that represents the component on the quest map. These symbols show Zargon where to place the components on the game board. Stone doorway. This symbol represents a stone doorway. Stone doorways are large slabs of rock that must be pushed out of the way using brute force before a hero can pass. To open one of these doors, a hero rolls their base attack dice. If the roll results include, that says base attack, not like with another weapon, but base attack dice. If the roll results include 2 skulls, the heavy stone door swings open. Once the doorway has been opened, it remains open for the remainder of the quest. Oh, okay. So you have to roll to open the stone doors. Note, the wizard rolls 1 attack die and therefore cannot open a stone doorway. If you're the wizard, the only one who's left, then you're not getting through those. Okay, swinging blade trap. Have we encountered that before? It says, I want to say that I have, but it could have been different. Maybe it was some kind of axe trap. This symbol represents a swinging blade trap. Maybe this was something that killed me in one of those. Unless he has passed through rock. Yes, that's true. Which we were just saying I often give to the elf. But, yeah. This symbol represents a swinging blade trap, which is triggered if a hero moves onto a square with a gold overlay that denotes the trap. A huge blade swings down from the ceiling, slicing any heroes on one of the squares marked with a white or red blade symbol. Zargon rolls 2 attack dice and affected heroes roll to defend as normal. A swinging blade trap can only be detected by searching for traps in the room or corridor containing the square with the gold overlay and adjacent white symbol blades. A dwarf may automatically disarm a swinging blade trap once it has been discovered. Any other hero with a toolkit may attempt to disarm a swinging blade trap. To do so, they must roll 1 combat die. If they roll a shield, they successfully disarm the trap. If they roll a skull, the trap is immediately triggered. So that's a 50-50 chance. Example, the elf here moves 5 squares and lands on a white blade space. Because they landed on the white blade square, they do not trigger the trap. On the barbarian's turn, they move 4 squares and land on the red blade square with the gold overlay. The blade swings down, hitting both the elf and the barbarian with 2 attack dice. Maybe that's the first time I've encountered that one. Pit of Darkness. This tile represents a Pit of Darkness trap. So this is a slightly different pit here. This trap works the same way as a normal pit trap with the following exceptions. If a Pit of Darkness is discovered by a hero's search action, Place the tile on the board. A pit of darkness cannot be disarmed, but heroes can jump over them like ordinary pits. Pits of darkness are much deeper than a typical pit trap, causing dire consequences for heroes that rely on heavy armor. If a hero crosses a pit of darkness and rolls a skull, if a hero crossing a pit of darkness rolls a skull, they plunge 30 feet to the hard stone floor. They immediately suffer fall damage based on how much armor they're wearing. Heroes wearing no armor or non-metal armor take 1 body point of damage. Heroes wearing metal armor, so we're having to adjudicate metal armor here. Heroes wearing no armor or heroes wearing metal armor take 2 body points of damage unless they're wearing plate mail, in which they take 3 body points of damage. A hero may climb out of a pit of darkness on their next turn if there's a free square on any side of the pit. Robert says, "Oh wow, this sounds much more advanced. This is this an add-on for the so-called advanced rules?" Yeah, we were discussed that at the very beginning here. That it seems like 2 HeroQuest expansions have actually added on rules rather than doing like the advanced HeroQuest box. It seems like instead they're doing some expansions, not all the expansions, but like the Dread Moon and this one, which has additional rules. Now there are some additional like different trap types and things like that in the other ones as well. I think most of the other ones as well. But this one says it's actually adding additional rules. The Dread Moon seemed to actually it had rules for like sneaking and hiding and things like that. So a supply crate. This symbol represents a gift from Gruzbella, smuggled into the fortress to aid heroes on their quest. The first hero to search for treasure in a room containing one of these chests will find 4 potions of healing. Oh, even more healing stuff in here, because I guess these ogres are bad news. Each potion of healing restores 1 red die of body points, not exceeding the hero's total number of body points. Playing the quests. The quests in Against the Ogre Horde are generally played in the same way as the quests in the HeroQuest game system. It is especially important that these quests be played in order. In the game system, heroes restore all body point and mind points between quests unless, as in the game system, heroes restore all body and mind points between quests unless explicitly stated otherwise. There are a few gameplay differences in Against the Ogre Horde outlined ahead. Play it your way. For new heroes and heroes looking to take on a test of strength in the World's End tournament, begin with Quest 1, the Tournament Gauntlet. For heroes looking to take on the original quest experience of Against the Ogre Horde, feel free to skip ahead to Quest 4, Infiltrating the Fortress of Ogres. Oh, so maybe if you do have a new hero, maybe they can win stuff in the World's End tournament. Michael says the D&D settings add new mechanics all the time, borrowing a page from that playbook. Crazed Harpooner says the supply crate seems to be something new, as that was not part of the OG Ogre Horde. And I don't remember seeing a specific token or counter for that. Maybe you just use a treasure chest. So yeah, so maybe that's so maybe they did. Maybe they're not exactly solo quests. We'll see. I do like the solo quests. So starting and ending a quest. The heroes do not always start and end their quests on the spiral stairway. When there is an entry door or exit door, it is shown on the quest map. An entry door is shown at the border of the quest map using an arrow pointing at it. If an entry door is used, it's always placed at the game board in its specified location before each quest begins. At the start of an adventure, the heroes line up outside the door and ask Zargon to open it. The exit is shown on the quest map with an arrow pointing toward the game from the game board. Note, as with regular doors, an exit door is not placed on the board by Zargon until the hero looks down the appropriate corridor. An exit door is usually opened in the same way as a regular door unless specified otherwise in the quest notes. Unthreatened movement. If there are no monsters active on the board, heroes may move unimpeded. Instead of rolling for movement, they may treat each red die as if they had rolled a 4. Okay, so that actually they're finally saying, finally making a rule for that rather than having to move. See, I would have done things like that in the original HeroQuest box, because the original HeroQuest box is basically a re-release of the game, right? So why not have included things like that in the new release of this game and updating it a little bit? I understand why it's not an advanced kind of HeroQuest release. Go back and release the original game. But I still would have done things like this and clarified a few things, cleaned up a few things, which seems like it wasn't done. But here is this rule in here in the Ogre Horde. For example, if a hero's movement is 2 dice, they may choose to move 8 squares instead of rolling. If a hero's movement roll is reduced by 1 die, they may choose to move 4 squares instead of rolling. Large monsters. When a monster takes up 2 squares, that monster can attack any creature on the surrounding 10 squares. Multi-phase enemies. Some powerful foes adopt new statistics as the heroes battle them. A monster who changes statistics is still considered the same monster for game effects such as spells. A multi-phase enemy who receives healing will not revert to a previous phase. For example, the Spawn of the Pit from Quest 1 undergoes 2 phases during combat. Spawn of the Pit, attack 4 dice, defend 3 dice, move 6, body 4, mind 3. When Spawn of the Pit reaches 0 body points, do not remove the miniature from the board. The Spawn instead takes on a new phase, strengthened by its rage. Adopt the below statistics for the Spawn of the Pit enraged and continue the battle. 5 attack dice, 1 defend die, move 10, 6 body points, and 1 mind point. Well, where's my Spawn of the Pit miniature? S. Becker says they added the supply crate because they've been watching your dinner and a board game videos and decided they needed to be kinder to their players. Maybe. Okay, ranged enemies. When Zargon has the option to place a monster on the board, they may place a standard monster or a ranged version of the same monster. Oh, interesting. In this quest pack, that means skeletons, orcs, or goblins. A ranged monster rolls an attack dice equal to their standard attack score against any non-adjacent target in their line of sight. If their target is adjacent, they roll 1 attack die. So that's Zargon's option. When Zargon has the option to place a monster on the board, they may place a standard monster or a ranged version of the same monster type. Bone weapons. Weapons made out of bone are identical to weapons of the same name found in the armory, but bone weapons have no gold coin value and cannot be bought or sold. Ogre mercenaries. In this quest pack, the Ogre mercenaries are friends and sparring partners of Gruzbella Hammerhand, the reigning master of battle at the World's End tournament. There's 1 Ogre mercenary available for work at any time between quests. Okay, so you can just paint one with a different color base. Oh, Crazed Harpooner says, I'm guessing that's related to wandering monsters. So you can choose to place the regular version or the ranged monster. Yeah, because there is a symbol. Like, that's the symbol right there with the arrow underneath the skeleton. So that's the symbol it says for the skeleton archer. But yeah, I guess that also works for wandering monsters. So 1 Ogre mercenary at a time. Before the quest begins, a hero may hire the mercenary by spending the gold coins listed on the card. The mercenary will move and act on the designated hero's turn until the quest ends or the mercenary is defeated or dismissed. Heroes may retain the mercenary's aid in following quests by paying half of the mercenary's cost per quest. If a mercenary is defeated, they must be hired again for a future quest, but their cost resets to the full listed amount. The Ogre mercenary cannot use or carry equipment, artifacts, treasure, or other items not explicitly stated in the items. There's an item intended for them. They can move, open doors, attack, and defend. Okay, so now, animal allies. Animal allies are faithful companions who can be recruited at no cost to accompany a hero on a quest, so long as there are fewer than 4 hero players. The animal ally must be recruited before the quest begins. An animal ally is controlled by the player that recruited them. A hero can only control 1 animal ally at a time. The animal ally takes their turn immediately following the turn of their allied hero. They can move, attack, and defend, but cannot perform other actions, use potions, or open doors. The animal ally cannot use or carry equipment, artifacts, treasure, or other items unless it is explicitly stated the items are intended for them to use. Any hero can use any action to administer one of their potions to an enemy ally in an adjacent square, so long as neither is adjacent to a monster. So they can't use a potion on their own, but they can be given a potion. That's nice. If a hero with an animal ally dies during a quest, the ally continues the quest, controlled by the fallen hero's player until all heroes are defeated. Mind points. In this and other quest packs, it's important to keep track of a hero's mind points. Right, the mercenary. Oh, the mercenary can open stone doors. That's what really matters. Oh, yeah. So that would be nice. Where was that? The mercenary can open doors in general. The animal companion cannot. But the Ogre mercenary, yeah, has 4 attack dice. So basic 4 attack dice. So the Ogre mercenary does have a pretty good chance of opening up the stone doors. Got to roll 2 skulls, right? So rolling 4 to open, which makes sense. Makes sense. So mind points. In this and other quest packs, it's important to keep track of the hero's mind points. Mind points are a measure of a creature's wisdom and magical aptitude. Heroes may use the bottom row of the body point boxes on their character sheet to record mind point damage, because for some reason mind point damage was not something that was in the original game. When a creature reaches 0 mind points, they go into shock. While at 0 mind points, they can only roll 1 red movement die, 1 attack die, and 2 defend dice. Armor, weapons, and artifacts do not increase the attack or defend dice when a hero is at 0 at mind points. The creature's attack and defend dice can be temporarily increased by some spells and scroll spells. Additional mind points gained from certain artifacts may be lost. If the creature later restores mind points, they are no longer in shock and can roll dice as normal. A creature cannot go below 0 mind points. Spells that affect a target's mind points, for example, sleep, have no effect on monsters with no mind points, for example, skeletons. That's pretty standard. Dread sorcerer spells. We were just looking at this. This quest pack features dread spells. Michael says, I'm just noticing that D&D doesn't have an in-shot condition, and it should. I think probably, does Pathfinder have that? Dread sorcerer spells. This quest pack features dread spells that affect the mind points of their targets. These spells have corresponding cards that monsters will use when allocated in the quest notes. The Dread Sorcerer may only cast 1 spell per turn. A spell could be cast on any target in the Dread Sorcerer's line of sight. If a Dread Sorcerer casts a spell on their turn, they may take their movement, but may not make a weapon attack in the same turn. If a Dread Sorcerer has an active spell and is killed, the effect of that spell immediately ends. So if you're killed, if you're like mind locked and you kill the sorcerer, then you're out of the mind lock. Mind lock. This spell may be cast on any one target and allows a Dread Sorcerer to freeze a hero's mind. When mind lock is cast, both the attacker and the defender roll combat dice equal to their mind points. For each skull scored by the attacker, the defender is frozen for 1 turn. If no skulls are scored against the defender, the spell has no effect. A frozen hero rolls 1 defend die and may not move, attack, or perform any other action. That hero takes a mind lock card for each turn they are affected. Oh, that hero takes a mind lock card for each turn they are affected, returning 1 card to Zargon at the end of their turn spent frozen. That's why we got 10. When they return a card, they may attempt to break the spell's hold by rolling a number of combat dice equal to their mind points. On a roll result of 3 or more skulls, they return all remaining mind lock cards and the spell ends. Oh, okay. So that's a bit different. I didn't know about the being able to break it on your turn. That's handy, because being out of action for 5 rounds would be rough. So that's telling you you take cards equal to the number of turns that you're going to be out and then return them. It's not multiple mind lock cards. Says these spells have corresponding cards that monsters will use when allocated in the quest notes. 1 per turn cast. Dominate. This spell may be cast on any one target and allows a Dread Sorcerer to take control of a hero. When Dominate is cast, both attacker and defender roll combat dice equal to the mind points. If the attacker scores at least 2 skulls, the hero is dominated. If the attacker scores at least 2 skulls, the hero is dominated. If the attack is unsuccessful, nothing happens. Zargon hands the affected hero a Dominate card and may immediately take that hero's full movement and action. Zargon may move, fight, cast spells, and perform any other action as the dominated hero, including attacking other heroes. At the end of the Dread Sorcerer's turn, the spell ends. Mind Burst. This spell may be cast on any one target and allows a Dread Sorcerer to inflict mind point damage on a hero from afar. A Dread Sorcerer with this spell uses the reverse of Mind Burst cards specified. A Dread Sorcerer with this spell uses a reserve, not reverse, reserve of Mind Burst cards specified in the quest notes. Each time they cast Mind Burst, they discard one of their spell cards. When Mind Burst is cast, both attacker and defender roll combat dice equal to their mind points. The combatant with the most rolled skulls, be it attacker or defender, then inflicts mind point damage on their opponent. The damage dealt is equal to the difference in skulls rolled by the combatants. If they have an equal number of skulls, neither take damage. So here we have an example of the Dread Sorcerer casting Mind Burst on the Wizard. The Dread Sorcerer has 5 mind points and rolls 5 combat dice. The Wizard has 6 mind points and rolls 6 combat dice. Because the Wizard rolls 2 more skulls than their opponent, the Dread Sorcerer takes 2 mind points of damage. I'm assuming that's modified mind points. I would assume so, yes. Yeah, but the Barbarian, it locked out unless they have the medallion on them. PH says, I just visualized a horror-based HeroQuest dungeon with mental illness being gained every time a character falls from mind damage. Oh, we introduced some Lovecraftian insanity. We've got the Abomination in there now, so might as well add that. Hey, please do like the stream if you're here and you have not already. Maybe other people would be interested in watching. All right, the World's End Tournament. All right. I'm going to pour some soda here. I brought this over because I figured it'd be a long stream. And I would need something else to drink. So don't have to get up this time. All right. Yeah, PH says fear of monsters, magic, paranoia attached to its own items, etc. All right, World's End Tournament. What is this like? The first 3 quests in Against the Ogre Horde take place in the World's End Tournament Hall, a place where warriors gather to test their mettle. Oh, okay. So you're building out a new board here. Sounds like Darkest Dungeon. I've got Darkest Dungeon over here. I've never played it. Need to. I told my friend Wild Barley. I don't see him in the chat, but I told Wild Barley we need to get together and play the Darkest Dungeon board game. I don't know anything about it, but it looked cool. There are 2 teams in the tournament, the Challenger team and the Defender team. Heroes and allies make up the Challenger team, while Zargon's forces lead the Defenders team. So we've got this the large board here in the middle. Then we've got those 2 like cage-looking things. Place the Challenger team here, place the Defender team there. Use the activation token to mark miniatures that have been activated. Okay, so that timer is an activation token. Yeah, so Crazed Harpooner says regarding Darkest Dungeon, it does have a stress mechanic that results in different mental breakdowns and phobias for each character. Yeah, I've seen the video game played. I'm not a big video game player. It looked like it was fun, though. But then when there was a board game, I was like, okay, I got to get it. But I bet if I started playing Darkest Dungeon, I would like it too much. Like the video game. Playing a tournament battle. At the start of a battle, the doors of the tournament hall raise to reveal both teams. Rounds track the activation cycle of teams. At the start of each round, the Defender team goes first. Zargon chooses 1 member of the Defender team to activate and then takes that monster's turn. I wonder if you can play this with the app. Does anybody know if the app will handle a World's End tournament? And then takes the monster's turn using movement and action. Play then passes to the Challenger team, who activates any 1 hero and takes that hero's turn. Okay, Zargon chooses 1 member of the Defender's team to activate and then takes that monster's turn. Then that goes to the Challenger's team. Continue alternating turns between the Defender and the Challenger team. That's why they've got these tokens here to indicate which ones have moved. Continue alternating turns between the defender and challenger teams. Each turn, the respective team activates one team member that has not yet been activated. If teams can no longer alternate turns because one team has run out of members to activate, the team with inactive members remaining takes consecutive turns activating new team members until all remaining members have been activated. Ending a round. After all members of both teams have been activated, the round ends. All defender and challengers deactivate, but remain in the same square they were when the round ended. A new round begins with the defender team going first. Ending the battle. Rounds of activation continue until one team is defeated. The battle ends. And the team left standing wins. Solo combatants. Oh, Zero the Blade says app doesn't have this pack in it yet. Okay. Thank you for letting us know. I'm sure it will be updated, but we don't have the app updated yet. Solo combatants. Any tournament combatant who is the sole... I feel like if we can do this solo, then dinner and a board game might have to be done as a dinner and a board game night. I was thinking about... we got to start promoting dinner and a board game as well. But that's kind of been on the back burner. But we need more promotion of the dinner and a board game show. That's on its own channel, dinner and a board game. Now, need promotion of it over there. But also, I was thinking, since I was at the winery, I was like, you know what? I could come up here probably and shoot some dinner and a board game. Shoot the dinner part of dinner and a board game, but make it learning about some different kinds of wine. That would be fun, and it wouldn't be as wouldn't have to try to make something in the kitchen. So I was thinking about that as I was working in the at the winery the other day. So solo combatants. Any tournament combatant who is the sole member of their respective team is emboldened by the cheers of the tournament spectators and gains a surge of energy. In addition to their own turn, they may make a basic maneuver at the after each opponent's turn. Oh, a basic maneuver consists of either moving up to their movement speed or rolling 2 attack dice against an adjacent creature. If they can usually attack diagonally, they may do so in the basic maneuver as well. A solo combatant may not take a basic maneuver if they are incapacitated or not be able to take their action, for example, under the Tempest spell. This rule applies to combatants whose teammates have been defeated. This rule applies to combatants whose teammates have all been defeated. A combatant who becomes a solo combatant maintains its activation token. Treasure in the tournament. If a hero uses an action to search for treasure while adjacent to or diagonal to a treasure chest, roll 2 red dice to determine the result, then remove the treasure chest from the board. 2 is explosive trap. The hero loses 3 body points. 3 to 4 is poison gas. The hero loses 2 body points. 5 to 6 is arrow trap. The hero loses 1 body point. 7, the hero finds 1 bone great battle axe. 8 to 9, 100 gold coins. 10 to 11, 200 gold coins. 12, 300 gold coins. Death in the tournament. If a hero dies in a tournament quest, they're out of the game for the remainder of the quest. Items in their possession prior to death remain on the square where they died. They can be picked up by any hero who moves adjacent to the square. No action required. So that's what those tokens are for. Incomplete tournament quests. If a tournament quest can't be completed or ends with disastrous results, such as death for all heroes, Zargon should modify the quest before it's replayed. You can do this by creating a new battle using the World's End tournament on page 12. Trophy tiles. So this is the back with like the dead skeleton on the back. If a challenger or defender ends their turn on a trophy tile, they may collect that tile, no action required. That tile is added to a shared team pool and may be used by other members of the team. Tiles may not be stolen. They remain throughout the rounds of battle, but any uncollected tiles disappear at the end of the battle. Once used or activated, the tile is discarded. No, it says burst of speed. I was like, so what does it do for you? Burst of speed. At any time, a combatant may discard any trophy tile to add 2 squares to their movement. S. Becker says a tournament quest might be a good addition for Ravencon. Yes, it could be that too. I would need to build that out because it will need to have these new tiles and additional stuff added in. But yeah, it could be fun. Be a different game build out. Combat tiles. A combatant may use a combat trophy tile to add to their combat roll. Use it after rolling combat dice. Add 2 skulls. That says, now see, that's confusing because that says ×2 right there. Add 2 skulls to your, I guess that's ×2. Add 2 skulls to your combat roll. I think I would have put 2 skulls on there because that looks like double the skulls. But a combatant may use a combat trophy tile to add to their combat roll. Use it after rolling combat dice and add 2 skulls to your combat roll. Wait a minute. So I wonder if this is what's going on here then. Here's our trophy tile right here. And on the back is that. So I wonder if these are scrambled before the start of the game. If they're trophy tiles that are put down, then what you do, maybe you randomize the tiles, maybe. And then when you pick it up, the back is what it is. That may be where we're going here. Yeah, or just add plus. Yeah, just say +2 instead of ×2. That's a bit confusing. +2 skulls is what I would have said. For example, a combatant could discard a white shield tile to add 1 shield to their defend roll, or a white skull tile to add 1 skull to their attack roll. Healing potion tiles. A combatant may discard a healing potion trophy tile to restore lost body points equal to a number on the tile. If a combatant's body points are reduced to 0, they may discard the healing potion tile before they die to immediately restore hit points. The Repostay tiles. A combatant who suffers damage from another combatant adjacent or immediately diagonal to them may discard a Repostay trophy tile to immediately attack back. This trophy tile may be used even if the defending combatant is defeated by the triggering attack. Note, if a combatant would not be able to take an attack otherwise, such as under the effects of the Tempest spell, they may not take a Repostay attack until the effects have ended. If a large monster ends their turn on multiple trophy tiles, they collect whichever amount they end up their turn on. Playing the tournament outside of quests. Tournament battles can be played separately from quests whenever heroes wish to test their mettle against the might of Zargon. How to play. Determine the challenger team power. Each hero begins with a power of 1, then adds the attack dice of their strongest attack. Add up each participating hero's individual power to get the team's total power score. Attack dice of their strongest attack. So the barbarian is 4 with broadsword. The dwarf is 3 with short sword. Elf is 3 with short sword. But the wizard has the genie spell. In this case, wizard has the genie spell. So team power total is 16. So the wizard has a power of 6 there. Assemble the defender's team. The defender's team power must be less than or equal to the challenger's power team. See the World's End team roster on page 16. Zargon, shuffle the trophy tiles and place them face down on the tiles designated on the map. Okay. Yeah, so we are shuffling and facing face down. Place any remaining trophy tiles to the side. The defender team is placed on their first tile. The defender team is placed on their tile first. Zargon used the Game Master screen to conceal the defender's room from the heroes. Once the defender team has been placed, the challenger team is placed. Okay, the defender is Zargon. Yeah. So once the defender team is in place, the challenger team is placed. After both teams have placed their tile, team members remove the Game Master screen from the board and reveal the defender team. The defender team opens the door and begins the first round. That's Zargon. Play proceeds as in playing a tournament battle on page 12. Okay, so monster versus monster variant. Instead of playing with the heroes, both challenger and defender teams can battle with monsters. Both sides agree on an equal team power with both sides. Randomly determine which team will be the challenger team and which will be the defender team. The defender team selects a monster from those available first, and the two teams proceed to alternate selecting monsters until each team meets the agreed upon team power. As with all tournament battles, the defender team starts the first round. So here we have a World's End monster or team roster. So goblin movement squares, mind defender, attack dice, number. So this is like Gazrag's Goretooth's gang, power 15. So this total over here. So it's a 1 plus the attack dice. So attack dice is 2. So the power would be 3. Wait, I'm a bit confused by that. Number seems like 3 goblins. It says each hero begins with 1, but let's see. Maybe maybe the defenders team power must be equal to or less than the challengers team power. See the World's End team roster on page 16. All right, so that's this. Maybe you don't add 1 to the monsters. Maybe it's just the attack power. Maybe that's it. Because if there were 3 goblins at attack power 2, that would give you 6. 2 ranged goblins, that would give you 4. And 1 ogre warrior. Maybe that's it. So it says optional rule player safeguards. The halls of the ogre horde are filled with peril, uncertainty, and of course punishing traps. Many heroes of old have found themselves trapped in a room with no exit to be found. For heroes wishing to travel in the footsteps of these classic heroes, run the quest as presented. Otherwise, considering allowing heroes who become trapped to find an escape. For example, a trapped hero searching for a pit might reveal a tunnel back to their companions. Alternatively, a faithful animal ally might step in to replace a trapped hero. Oh. Well, that sounds old school. We've talked about that when talking about HeroQuest before, that there are places you can walk to in some of those that I was playing. It's like, well, don't walk in that direction. Go this way, right? And it was kind of old school that you could get trapped or something like that going one particular way. So that definitely seems to be a feature of this particular game then. And it's up to Zargon whether or not the wrong way is in fact the wrong way. So here's the World's End Tournament team roster. A message from Mentor. All right, so what's going on here? A message from Mentor. A hearty welcome to you, heroes. I have come before you all to call once more upon your bravery and heroism, for you see there is yet again unrest within the bounds of the realm. The runes twist and take shape on the pages of Lore Tome, warning of strange happenings in the land of the ogres, happenings at the center of which I fear the familiar dreadful presence lies. Zargon's latest plot targets the Deergrust Horde, a powerful and secretive community of ogres far to the north. He seeks to corrupt the lord of the Deergrust clan and use their fighting prowess toward his own designs. Though little is known of these private people, it should come as no surprise that ogres are mightily powerful. If Zargon wrests control of them, they will be a formidable weapon to further expand his dominion of dread. Alas, I cannot divine the location of the Deergrust fortress, but Lore Tome reveals the identity of a potential ally who may have information for you to access the fort. This person will not be easy to meet. They are the reigning master of battle at the notorious World End Tournament, where only the bravest warriors compete for glory at the risk of their lives. If you manage to catch their attention, they may hear you out. Heroes, the way forward is clear. Prove your merit in the World's End Tournament. Infiltrate Deergrust's ogre horde and sever Zargon's newfound alliance. If you fail, I fear the consequences shall be most dire. Map guide. Orange used to highlight hidden traps and mysteries. Green, this color is used to highlight hidden traps the heroes cannot detect from searching. Dark green, this color is used to highlight monster symbols. And then the purple is used to highlight supply crates. In each quest, notes prefaced with capital letters correspond to a matching letter on the quest map. So we're adding in the Ogre Lord. So it does look like sometimes it will specify a particular, like an archer. And then, well, okay, so this is quest 1 is the tournament gauntlet. Let's see. Well, you don't want to. do anything that is exposing a spoiler here, but it says at the beginning of each quest. This actually says wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. Quest 2, proven worthy. Yeah, so those 3 are set up in the World's End tournament way. Okay, and then quest 4 begins something about infiltrating the fortress. So quest 4 is when it starts. How many quests are actually in here? So there are 10 quests in here. Against the Ogre Horde, monster summaries right here. Blank quest map. Design your own exciting quest. Mark the map with various monsters, furniture, and trap symbols. Write a short paragraph to explain the adventure and you're ready to play. You can photocopy this. And there we go. Nothing really on the back. All right. Well, that is the Ogre Horde. More stuff to paint. I'm still not finished. I got still those like fire and ice monsters, which I still wanted more out of. Sitting over there still to paint. In fact, I was wondering if I could go and play HeroQuest with my nephews next week, like next Saturday or something. Because it's been a while since we played a HeroQuest game. It's been since Christmas. So it's maybe time to send the nephews back into HeroQuest. But they're still getting through the original quest box. So that they are still working on that. Let's see. Let me remove this. If you are here, first of all, please do like the stream, but also I'm going to bring up here. Please do sign up for Ravencon. So it looks like. So why don't we say that tentatively then the first weekend of April will be the next Ravencon, which we will play games online, including HeroQuest. So we can play Shadow Dark. We can continue our Shadow Dark game. We were playing Shadow Dark, play HeroQuest. I've got all this built out, and we'll have more fun. So please do come in and sign up to know when the next Ravencon is going live and when to get the tickets and things like that at that link right there. And then also on Tuesday, please do come and join Table Talk because we will be doing. I'll make up the thumbnail soon. I'm going to go rewatch Alien soon. Table Talk. So we will be talking about the movie Alien with Doug on the Table Talk channel on Tuesday. And then also be on the lookout for the cultists. We'll probably talk. Was going to talk more about the cultists today and that RPG, but we didn't get to that. We got the HeroQuest in, and I wanted to take a look at HeroQuest. By the way, I did get another game. Just 1 second. I'll show you another game, which we may take a look at next week as well. Because Avalon Hill, they sent me, and thank you very much to Avalon Hill for sending this copy of the Against the Ogre Horde and allowing us to have today's fun. They also sent another game. Let me see if you know this game. Let me see. Oh, it's back here. Does anyone know this one? Betrayal. So this is a card game. So I've got this. So we'll take a look at this. And then also Betrayal. Betrayal at the House of the Hill. So I was sent these as well. And I'm curious about it. This is a cooperative game. And I do like cooperative games. So we will have to see. So we may take a look at these in addition to other stuff next week. Looking at looking at cultist RPG design and stuff like that. So we'll say, oh, James says that Betrayal on the House of the Hill is awesome. All right. Well, so we may take a look at that next week. It's best played with a full group. What else? Any other reminders here as we go here? The Cultists, Ravencon, Table Talk. I guess that's about it at the moment. So, I'm going to watch Alien then. I'm going to go. I got a ton of work to do, and I got to do cleaning too. And then I'm going to watch Alien, and then I guess I'll be back at it, back at the winery next week, starting tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. It was a fantastic morning grind. I loved talking with everybody. I will see everybody later. Have a wonderful day. Go forth, be creative, be constructive, and grind on. Later, everybody.